All right, folks. Welcome to the Shortfall Show Live. And let's see what we got going on this morning. And to that, we'll turn to Drudge Report. And we've got Jeff Sessions. Sessions silent after Trump demand. Now, this is Trump calls on Sessions to stop Mueller's investigation, raising specter of attempted obstruction. And major indices down. Not sure if that's why right now. You never know if politics are the reason behind stuff. But regardless, stuff down. Tesla did have a nice up move on earnings. I have to intercede there. Anyways, VIX up $1.17, 14.32 right now, with the futures, front month future up 52 cents and the second month future up 42 cents, leading to a Pures UVXY just under 10, VXX 32 bid at 32.35, and TVIX looks to be 39.58 bid right now. So definite pop in VIX futures, popping about 50% what the VIX is right now, a little bit less than 50%, and that is of course going to lead to a lessening of contango. Contango at this time, according to VIX Central, around 5%. Let's take a look at the futures overnight, and we are going to see that kind of off the lows. The lows looks like to be about 7 this morning as I move out of the way once again, and sort of coming back. Now, will this be a story of a rally back from the lows? That's E-minis. Let's take a look at NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures also kind of like slightly off the lows. And the Dow, a similar story, although NASDAQ doesn't seem to bounce as much off the lows. We will have to see what happens. I've been noticing gold down recently. Let's take a quick look at gold. Gold sort of off the lows, but let's back this up to like a 20-day chart. And yeah, gold put in a recent low of 1210. And the yellow metal just has not been a great store of value over the last little while. It has not been a great place to put your money because it's just been kind of trending lower over the last few months. That's the chart you can see. I think that's the 180-day chart right there. If we back it up to a 3-year, well, it's still higher than it was back in 2016, but obviously if we were to move it back a little bit further, we would see the all-time high, and then the sell-off down to 1,000, and then we're slowly trending back up towards another all-time high at some point, but it sure has taken a long time to get anywhere near back to where we were at the all-time highs for gold, which I haven't even looked at this in a while when that was. Let me remind myself here. Long-time gold chart. And I like to look at actually at Kitco, so I'll go to Kitco just to kind of plug for them, but so there we go, 1980. Hold on. Kitco. And this is a good site for everything gold, folks. And they have coverage also, which is I find interesting. This is like, you can look up these like daily charts for gold, which are pretty cool. still haven't figured out. Hold on. Gold 10-year chart. Let's do that. Anyway, all right. So it was around August. Is this right? 10-year gold per ounce. That doesn't look right to me. Okay, so it's saying August 2011 is the high. Yeah, so you know, off of 2011, we haven't gotten back. You can see the down move since then. Let me just center this a little bit better. And we haven't quite got back to that. Just kind of moving sideways for years now. You know, this big run up we had up to 2011. People really just thought that was going to continue forever, and that we were just going to get this, you know, that gold was this awesome thing. And the same thing with silver. There were all these silver bugs. I was into it. Silver stackers on YouTube and all that. And, you know, gold was making that move from, you know, it was really actually a move from like 200 up to there. And then it's just been sideways ever since. If we do look at silver, you'll see a similar story. And, you know, the interest has really waned since then as well. So here's silver as well. You know, this big move that we got coming up to August or to 2011 and the end of 2010. People were really into it, and they were stacking and stacking, and then we just slowly moved lower, and people fell off, of course. But and was really disappointing to people. But I remember back in 2010 and also actually in 2011, people thought this move was going to continue. We got this big up move. People thought it was going to continue. They were buying ounces and ounces of silver, and some people that had participated in this rally somewhere were like patting themselves on the back, and it was this huge thing on YouTube for silver stackers. And then it's just waned ever since because of the precipitous down move that we've got ever since, or sideways. Now, obviously, we will get an up move at some point, I think, in gold. I don't know about silver, though. Anyways, let's go back to the term structure for a second. So 5%, you know, this has been the story for a long time now, and we are decaying. I know it seems slower, as what's been, you know, the story of late has been that the VIX has slowly been creeping up. So the UVXY and the other ETPs have been kind of staying in the same place because they've been decaying as the VIX slowly creeps up, which, you know, the end result is they stay in the same area. So, you know, UVXY between 9 and 10 for a while now. But they are still decaying. It's just that VIX is moving higher, so you don't see it as much. At some point, though, soon we will break the all-time low in UVXY. Same story. Excited for today. Some of my longs options trades are really, I think, pretty much, well, a lot of them have moved against me. Squarespace, you know, I'm long the 65.66 call vertical, and it was like a winner, then a loser, then a winner. Now it's like in between. It's like all over the place. So I'm probably going to just sit on that one, and have to go down to the wire here with expiration tomorrow, because Square did trade up to 68 after the close. It was offered at 65 a couple seconds ago. Now it's 65.25 bid. So I'm going to have to wait on that one. Costco spread I did against me. And Facebook against me. I'm not really worried about those because they're long-term plays, and market's down, they're down. It's just part of the game that we play here. In the meantime, happy I avoided Paycom. And let's see. So VVIX 95 right now. Canopy growth kind of hanging out. Not a whole lot going on. Let's see if it kind of feels like today we're going to get a rally back to it seems like we have a shot at getting back to unchanged today, as we've come off the lows. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens as the day unfolds. Let's take a quick look at bar chart, barchart.com. I did want to look at options activity here. Highest implied volatility is one of my spots I like to go to. And what do we have here? Volley. These lower price ones I'm not as interested in. I like higher price ones. Like, I'm interested in Volley though. Maybe we'll take a look at that. Yeah, these really low price stocks, it doesn't seem that significant. I wonder what we have for ETFs for highest volatility. What's the highest volatility ETFs right now? Russell. Let's take Russell calls. UVXY, Dust. VXX calls 150. Let's take a look at options, unusual activity. These ones can be good because it's going to show you size trades and stuff. Apple, that makes sense. KSU. I don't know what KSU is. Let's take a look at that. Kansas City Southern. And what was bar chart telling us about this one? It was saying that the Jam 150 calls, so it's a way out of the money call. 10,000 trade. It looks like just wings though. Jan 150 call. So someone bought some way out of the money calls. Okay, so if we go to Jan 150, I can switch to open interest here and see what they're talking about. All right, so the Jan 1, it looks like a spread actually here when you look at it. The Jan 130, 150 spread. Looks like it probably traded, they were probably buying the, they were probably buying the spread. So somebody knows something maybe that this is going to go higher. It looks like a bullish, kind of a bullish spread here that somebody bought. And we'll have to look more into that, but that's interesting. That's an interesting kind of thing to look at. It's a low volatility issue. Someone bought this big spread. So maybe someone thinks this thing is going to rip higher. We'll keep an eye on it. But anyways, this can be interesting checking out barchart.com and looking at options activity because it can put you on to something, like something's going on in this one or that one, and it can highlight, it can give you a place to look for possible trades. This guy's buying August 10 puts, buying 3,000 of these puts. SCHW. That being Schwab. So it looks like somebody might have bought a bunch of puts. And of the 50 puts, so somebody maybe doesn't like this, but it's really hard to tell when puts trade if they're selling or they're buying or what's going on. But let's check out the news. Let's see if we can find some news in Schwab here. Robinhood. Anyway, that's one to look at. But you can go through yourself and look at some of these activity reports in on bar chart for options, and it'll give you, it'll sometimes turn you on to stuff that's going on. It's pretty interesting stuff. And there's other ones too you can go through and check out. You can basically go down the list. When I'm looking at volatility, though, just to keep in mind, if you're looking at highest implied volatilities, first of all, low price stocks are going to kind of throw you off sometimes, because it's going to be like these really cheapo options, but it's going to show a high volatility just because it's such low prices. So I always look for the higher price stocks on these ones. And also, when it shows an option, if it's showing like some call that's worth 5 cents and assigning it at 300 volatility, that's not significant. If it calls it calls $3 and that's a 300 vol, then that's more significant. So you kind of have to shake away the chaff from the wheat on these ones, so to speak. All right, so let's see where we stand here. As far as, okay, so E-mini's down 1275 now. If you look at the chart behind me, though, we are pretty close to the highs still in the E-mini, so this is not like super fearful zone here. Let's see if I can fix. Yeah, so we are still near the highs in E-mini, so it's not like super worrisome here. And like I said, this could blow over right on the open here. Look, we are rallying back still as we speak on the futures. So we'll have to see what happens. We could rally back to unched, I mean, pretty easily. The Dow futures also, off the lows, and NASDAQ as well off the lows. So we'll have to see what happens here. It looks like the futures are sort of coming back as we head towards the open today. So, and the VIX is off a little bit from where it was, and everything may be sort of coming back to normal here as we approach the open. So, good luck trading today. Keep things tight, and hope you make lots of money as we move towards the weekend. Great weather here on Cape Cod, hanging out with the family in from out of town. I had my 2 nieces messing with the green screen and the controls here. I'll try to put a clip up at some point, but I came in, the microphone's all sideways, the green screen's all messed up, but I was showing them how to like put different screens behind them and play with the green screen and stuff for some future YouTubers from my nieces sometime in the future. You might see them on a channel. So kind of enjoying. I know a lot of people, traders are going to start going on vacation. Things are going to slow down as we enter the dog days of summer pretty soon here. So keep that in mind, and hope you do well for the rest of this earnings cycle. Thanks again for watching today, and I will see you next time on the Short Vol Show.